Good morning. So I just got up, finished my meditation. I'm getting my coffee, getting ready to go out with the dogs. You ready? She's ready. I'm getting my coffee. So I just want to talk. This morning I'm going to be getting ready and taking my son into Tiberius to catch a bus to his basketball summer thing he has going on. And then I'm going to go up to the Golan to meet with my friend. Well, it's two friends actually. A girlfriend of mine that she wrote a book, but the book came down to her like as a godsend, like it just came to her. And I also had a book come to me that way, so I know exactly what she's talking about. And she said she needs help putting it out, and she wrote it down, and it's excellent. It's about nature and how mankind used to, live with the animals and with nature, and all of the food was provided for from the forest when they lived in harmony, when we lived in harmony with our surroundings. And and she said the whole book came to her as a channeled message. And so she asks me if I know anybody that, that she needs help putting it out because she needs to get it out. And she was just talking to me about it. Um, and she needs somebody to draw to illustrate it and help with the like production of it. And I've done the graphic work for a children's book before. I did all the graphic work and publishing of it online, so I have that experience. I could also draw it, but for me to draw it, it would take like forever. But I have this really good friend that was with me, just by chance. We met a few years ago. His name is his name is Oishi now, and he's an excellent, excellent, excellent artist. He got into doing tattoos lately, but he is, ever since I remember him, we were together in eighth and ninth grade. We went to an art school together. Lola's already out the door. We went to art school together, and ever since then, I remember him just being a fantastic artist. Um, so today we're gonna go. Something stinks in there. So today we're gonna go up to the Golan and meet with him. I called him and like kind of set up a meeting between them, and he said that he has a ton of experience illustrating books, and putting them out. So he already has a lot of experience with doing that. And with him, when he draws, you should see, he sits down, goes, and a drawing comes out. Maybe I'll put a link to his site in in the description of this, or in one of the comments of this video. He is just excellent. Lately, he's been doing tattoos, and he does it so quick and just perfect. He has like this style, but he can also do exactly like he can do portraits. He's like a magnificent artist, the best that I know, really, and quick. He does it quick. He did for a while caricatures, so he could do caricatures. He can do real life. He can do imagination. He also put out his own books. And what's really good for me for this to be part of this project, first of all, I feel like I'm drawn to this project because the book that came to her and just how she came to me, it all seems like, this God sent thing that has been going on. It just feels like it's God sent. Um, like, what are the chances that she's going to be taught, when we had just barely met when she started talking to me about it. So I feel like I really want to be a part of this project. And also being part of this project, I'm going to help her find how to fund her project, to be able to pay for everything. And Roi has a whole bunch of experience with that. So I'm going to go up and meet with him, and we'll be able to get some experience, get some of his know-how. And he's just a sweetheart too. Anyway, he's just a sweetheart. I talked to him, and the first thing he said was, "Yeah, of course, come up." So we're gonna go up to his studio today. He lives in Aniam, and he has He has a studio. There's an artist quarter there, and so he has like this whole studio where he works and all of his art is displayed. And he also does his tattoos there and stuff. So it's an interesting outing anyway, and I get to go see my friend, and also with my books, like I have a few books. I have the one book that came down to me channeled that I already started writing out. I need to sit down and really get into it and finish writing it. And that is a book. It's called Come and Play with Me in the Place Where Souls Meet. And it's basically a calling to come back, like to come to this higher plane where the souls can actually meet and play. And it's a whole, it's written, it's cool. It's a good book. It's like, yeah, how you have to arrive at this place. So you have to come naked and you have to come um, strong, and you have to come, you come to this place by going through yourself, and you come humble, and there's a whole bunch in there, but it's basically like come strong, and then he explains why you have to come strong. Something stinks, and then I gotta go pick up Rexy from my parents' house. Lola's with me. Ooh, let there be light. And get out of my morning walk because I have to get my son up and take him to Tiberius. I only have about 20 minutes. And it's nice and cloudy today, which is out of the ordinary. Well, I'm going into my parents' house to pick up Rexy, so I'll show you anyway. I'm put my coffee here in my brother's car. Smell the flowers. Okay. My parents' yard. There's chickens here too. I don't know where the chickens are. So that's really strange because oh, there they are. A couple of them. They have quite a few more than that. Rexy! Maybe he got closed inside. Maybe that's why he's not coming. Because he should be all on this. He wants to go for a walk. Do they have a pool? Now this door's closed. He's probably in there. There he is. See, he's all excited. Look, these are the plates that I've been talking about that I've been painting. See, I paint all the flowers here. Like I was saying, these are unfinished. They're not finished yet. They're in the process of being made. That was like what I was saying about how Yeshua or Jesus is actually providing for me. And it is so funny. It's like this. It comes back around sideways. Like I pray for providence, for being provided for, and then it comes like in the most obvious, like, yes, we're going for a walk. Yeah. There we go. They're so cute. There's a big bumblebee here. Or wasp or something. Anyway. So flying around my head. So I was thinking about how everything just works out perfect when you get up in the morning and just follow your nose. I'm going to pause this and I'll continue after. So I got here to my sitting spot. What I was going to say about that is when you start following your nose and when you really let go and just let things happen with ease, without the pressure, I think that this is, in my life, since childhood, and then you grow up and you get into your mature life, I think that this is the first, this is the time that I have been the most calm in my whole life. That in my whole life since pressure started, like adult pressure of having to make a living and what am I going to do? Yeah, and I'm just allowing things to unfold and just paying attention because I see that opportunities are coming to me from every different direction. When I follow my heart or follow my nose or do things that I feel inspired about or that I feel like I really want to do. Like yesterday, we took a whole day and went up and visited my twin's mother, and she's special needs. and she lives in a community for people with special needs. So I went with another friend of ours, of mine and my twins. Um, I went with her to go and visit, and it was a it was like a day to remember. It was a day that, when you have your own personal history and there's certain days that you write down in history, this would have been a day that would be written in my history book of my life, a day that you remember, and the conversations that we had and the inspiration that came through. And we just had a really good time with her, and they really connected. It was the first time that she ever came up there with me. Well, the first time that she ever came up there to visit her, and everything happened like so divinely. And on the conversation that we had on the way back was so, we talked a lot about my twin and about the Messiah and about these times that are so energetically, especially here in Galilee. There is some kind of energy here. I think that it's all around the world. It's not only here in Galilee, but I feel like this is a point where everything is coming together. I just see people coming from all over the world that are just magnetized to this spot, and they're magnetized, and by chance we're meeting them here and here and here and here, and they're from all the different religions and all the different backgrounds. And you know a girlfriend that came. I was talking about her before, that she's from South Africa, and all of a sudden she's magnetized to here, and is looking to move into this area. And another girlfriend that had a dream when she was in Peru that she had to come and live here. And it's just unbelievable, the unique people that are coming into my life and coming into. And if I would just sit at home and be, oh, what do I need to do to make a living? What do I need to do to make a living? I would have never met these people. It comes when you kind of let go and just kind of follow your nose. Your nose leads you to where you need to be. Kind of like with intuition, you follow your intuition. And it's kind of like that meeting that I have today. This isn't a meeting that has, that on the surface there is nothing today. That I'm going up to help my friend and introduce her to my other friend who, and I'm going to be part of the meeting, and I feel so excited about it. But if you look like if I look at it like at my parents' point of view, I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting money. I'm wasting gas money. I'm wasting time. I'm going up to, wasting a whole day that I could be productive when I need income and I should be working on my own things. And I know how the mind works, that mindset. And I just feel like this draw to go and do it. And I also feel like I'm gaining so much from it, even if it's just going up to, going up and, on the surface, it's just helping other people. But really, I'm helping myself, because I'm going up. I'm going to be learning about how to put up books, learning from other people's experience, and I'm also getting into the vibe, and also into the production of it by helping my girlfriend. Then I'm doing all of the steps that it takes to put a book out, and simultaneously I can do it. I'm going to be doing it for myself. And this is the way that I see that it's been working also, like with my twin. My twin has been working on his site and updating his site, and it really got me to sit down and start thinking about my own site. And I started finagling with my own site, but then I decided, just I have Etsy and I have Amazon. I'm going to first of all upgrade those the things that I do have, upgrade them and make them better, and make it to where people can find me easier. And I already see that it's happening. I can see it by, I'm using AI to upgrade my keywords and all the things and to upgrade my postings and make them better. So I see that by following my nose and by just being in, it's like if you get into the pot of the artists, you start living the life of an artist. Or you get into the pot of, wherever you put yourself, and you get into that vibe, then that vibe um, affects your life as well. So as being an artist myself, graphic artist. I paint, I design, I do all sorts of things. I live an artist's life. I sculpt. Um, So going and being in connection with more artists, it brings that alive in me, and it makes that, and if you want to be an artist, then surround yourself by artists. If you want to be, if you're a spiritual person, just by nature, spiritual people will be drawn into your life. I mean, it's a magnet. It's a vibration thing, and you can use it purposefully when you understand it completely. So it's really interesting. I'm really excited about this day. And yesterday was a really cool day. And then after we got back, we went straight to the beach, and my twin came and we made dinner there. And that was a lot of fun too. So it's this thing about following your nose, just following your nose, relaxing. Because when you're stressed, your true nature isn't coming out. Your stress nature is coming out. You're not allowing things to flow. You miss things. When you're stressed, you miss opportunities that are coming, that are wanting to come into your life. For instance, if I was all stressed about I have to make a living, I have to make a living, I would sit at home and hold my head, trying to make a living, trying to force things, rather than seeing an opportunity that, oh, okay, so she's talking about she needs an illustrator. I know a wonderful illustrator that we're friends. Let me try to make this happen. And I feel like in nature that one of my biggest talents, and it's a talent that, how do you monetize it? I don't know. And maybe you don't even have to. Maybe you just have to live it, and it happens on its own. And that's what I'm learning more and more, is this trust in God, trust in providence. It's just like the thing I was saying about how Jesus is providing for me. I know it's wacky, but it's so true. It's wacky. It's like, you don't need TV or dramas, or your life is so wacky. My life has just become like this big, it's wacky. It's like a comedy. How could that be? As I pray and I start seeing signs of the Messiah, and I'm more and more Yeshua, or Jesus, or however you want to call, is coming into my life, by like, whoa, whoa, coming in all the different directions. And then I pray for providence, and then it comes like, it's almost direct. I mean, it's almost direct. How could it be more direct than that? 2,000 years from his time of living, from his, he's like coming to me from 2,000 years ago, and bringing me, when I pray for I pray for, okay, something's got to happen this month so I can make a living, because I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. And then all of a sudden, who comes in? It's just so funny. I mean, how can you can't deny it? I mean, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's just like, well, it's not out of nowhere, because when you look at it, you're like, okay, well, her parents make those sculptures, and then they give her work, so it all makes sense in the real world, like in the physical world. But when you think about it, like logically, it's like Jesus coming to me from 2,000 years ago and giving me how to make a living in this time, right when I'm going through all this Messiah stuff and learning how to follow my nose and the intuitions, and I'm all of his teachings I'm learning, and I'm seeing the power in all of it. And then all of a sudden, he's bringing in like a way to make a living for me, and that just is like beyond me. I don't know. So I need to really get back and get my son up so he can get ready. He wants to get up pretty soon, and then get my day started. I also need to get a shower and get going so I can get this day on the road. I'm going to meet up at his studio at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I still need to go to Tiberius and then drive up there. It'll be probably about maybe a little bit less than an hour from Tiberius, but anyway, I feel really good about this, and understanding and just seeing how the more I let go, the more things fall into place by nature. The more things just, the more I let go, the more opportunities I see that are coming to me. And by nature, the opportunities that suit me are going to come into my life just because of who I am. And when I start becoming myself and allowing myself to be where I need to be, or where I feel like I mean, when you look at it logically, it all makes sense. If I am my true nature, then people that truly, I did a video about it the other day. People that truly like who I am come into my life, and the opportunities that suit me are going to be presented to me because it's just the obvious choice. People see me, they see who I am, and they're like, oh yeah, I have this idea or that idea. And it seems like ideas are just being like dropped into my lap, one after another, after another, after another, after another, after another. And it seems like in these last, I don't know, you could say a whole year, it's like a pyramid. Everything's coming to one point. But really in these last couple of weeks, I feel like this, just like you would do like a sigh, but it's like it's like that, but into my life. Just like a allowing into my life. I'm just settling into my life. It's like, okay, what will be will be. There's a bigger plan here. I can see how everything is so divinely guided that I can just breathe and trust and know. Sometimes I feel like, okay, like I was talking about the Messiah thing, how I can see the I can see that these are times of I can see that my twin is the Messiah. and and then I start thinking, well, if I can see it, then it's my responsibility. I have to do something. I have to do something. And then I realize, well, everything everything was brought together divinely. We found each other divinely. I don't even the way that we found each other, it started 2 generations ago. I don't need to do anything but just be and allow the flow to happen. The minute I get in there and try to start making things happen, I'm just going to mess everything up, because that's when things stop flowing, because the divine is so divine that there's a natural way of things that are going to unfold naturally. Just like I can see that me arriving here in Galilee and meeting my twin, it was all so divinely guided. It started generations before I was born. So, it started 100 years ago almost, or more. So why would I need to think that I have to do something to make it happen? All I need to do is recognize opportunities and move with the flow. Take action, but take inspired action, action that comes from a place of knowing and feeling like it's right and putting myself in the right place, just like going up there today. you know it's 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 surrounding myself with the life that I want. It's surrounding myself with opportunities. And so by being a part of her book, because a lot of times it's a lot easier for us to do things for others than it is to do them for ourselves, because I can see the divinity in her book. I can see how it needs to go out, and I can see how she can't do it on her own, and that I have all the capabilities and the knowledge and um, connections to help her do that. Technical connections and stuff. She's not so technical. She's a healer. She works healing. She heals people with her hands, and she's amazing. And she's connected, but she doesn't know all the technical and internet. Like, she has this old phone. I don't even know if it's a smartphone. So I can see how I am a bridge between her and what she has to bring. And and to see that place, it's just like seeing my twin. When you see something, you become also kind of responsible for it. And if you see something that others can't see, you can't unsee it. And when you see something, you see that it needs to happen, and you have the capabilities and the want and all of that. How easy would it be for me to say, okay, well, that's really cool, go and do it, and just sit aside and say, well, I have to make a living. But I see that when you actually follow these things, I trust that being part of this project is going, because it's being, doing God's work. and it's helping her do her God's work, and that's my God's work, then it's all, and I'm not even doing it for a place to be provided for me. But when you are in the right place, that is what happens. It's like the symptom isn't a good word, but it's like the obvious outcome. When you put yourself in the right place and you're in your natural place that you need to be, then all good things happen. And it can't happen differently. And I see that. And it kind of makes it at an ease. Also with the Messiah thing, I see that this is so much bigger than me. And that was part of the conversation that my girlfriend and I had yesterday when we were on the way back, is that I don't have to make it happen. It's happening on its own. By me being a witness to it, and just you know being a witness to it is in a lot of ways, maybe that's all my part in it is being a true witness to it and bringing that forth, because the magic is happening on its own. The healing that he gives to people is undeniable. People that meet him, and the peace that they get, the healing that they get. That's not my work. That's his work, and that's happening around him all the time. And I don't think that I'm the only one, that can do this, because it's his work. And my work is maybe being like, I feel like I'm kind of like a bridge in between worlds. So I'm a bridge in between the higher world and this realm, because I can see both worlds. I'm a bridge in between him and the outside world, because I can see it. I'm a bridge in between this girlfriend and how I feel like my natural place somehow is being a bridge. Um, and I see how so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I need to get home and get everything moving. So thank you for watching. I think I've pretty much made my point, and just going on from here, still making the same point over and over and over. See this house behind me? This is the house that I want to buy. It's I really want to buy this house. It's right below my parents' house. There's an olive grove in there, and it has a big property. And so I'm just putting that out there in the world. I meditate on it. So thank you for watching.